Knowledge admissions, Ethan's the captain. And wrong answer, pathologies, Mike is the captain. Remember to say final answer, captains, when you decide on a steal, assuming there is such an opportunity, which with two strong teams, there may not be. And let's all have fun. Big smiles, big energy, no cheating. We start out with 1 to 5 points. The first category is city seals and sea lions. City seals and sea lions. For 1 point, Pacific Point Preserve at SeaWorld in this Florida city is a great place to meet California sea lions. Pacific, Dom?
Orlando.
Dom?
Orlando.
Orlando is correct. Yeah, you might want to jack up your mic a little bit. Orlando is correct. For 2 points. Nixon is a harbor seal who enjoys herring at this Manhattan Zoo. Nixon is a harbor seal who enjoys herring at this Manhattan Zoo. Arthur?
Central Park Zoo.
That is right for 2 points. 2 quick answers for the blue team. For 3 points. In the suburbs of Tokyo, Leo the sea lion is good at this art form. In fact, he can write the word rabbit. Tom?
Calligraphy.
That is right. He is a calligrapher sea lion.
Is my mic better? I switched the.
Much considerably better, yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, for 4 points. Silent Night is a sea lion in this California city that used to have a minor league baseball team called the Seals. Silent Night is Anne?
San Francisco.
That is right. Triple stumper on the show. Silent Night. He's on the rail with what's his face? Who we were talking about? Snappy Dresser. Okay, for 5 points. A life-sized statue of Andre, the cinematic harbor seal, stands in Rockport in this state. A life-size statue, Anne?
That's Rockport, Maine.
Maine is correct. I know Rockport, Maine. Andre, the cinematic harbor seal is right over my head. Next category, Cockney rhyming slang. Cockney rhyming slang. For 1 point. A mugger might say, hand over your sausage and mash, meaning this. Mike?
Cash.
Hand over your cash is right for 1 point. For 2 points, a pig's ear is this bar offering. A pig's ear is this bar offering. Ethan?
A beer.
Ear is right. For 3 points, Cockney rhyming slang. A tea leaf is one of these and might end up in a flowery dell, meaning a prison cell. A tea leaf is one of these and might wind up in a flowery dell, that is, a prison cell. Mike?
A thief?
Thief is right, yes. Tea leaf, thief. Why do they bother with this stupid slang? Anyway, for 4 points. Your tit for tat is this article of clothing. Your tit for tat. Ethan?
Hat.
Hat, right. I think Ethan's buzzed in twice and maybe Mike. I don't know. You guys will keep track of it. Finally, for 5 points. Almost like Cockney rhyming slang itself, something communicated a la mode is done in this. Adam?
Encode?
Encode is right. Very good for 5 points. Okay, next.
Bob, Rebecca's here, so let's just give her a test buzz real quick.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca.
Happy to have you. 17 to 13, very tied up, very close match. And we're only on the 3rd category of round 1, which category is organizations. Organizations. In 2010, the organization formerly known by these 4 letters simply became the Y. And?
YMCA.
YMCA. That's right. For 2 points. It was founded in 1878 by 100 lawyers from 21 states. And?
The American Bar Association. And I'm out.
Right, and you were out of the category. For 3 points. If your kids are into sports, you probably know that AYSO is the American Youth This organization. Rebecca?
Soccer organization.
Soccer, just in time to pilfer
From a
away
woman with no kids.
for 4 points. Franz Boas and Margaret Mead were presidents of I'll start again. Franz Boas and Margaret Mead were presidents of the American This 15-Letter Association. Franz Boas and Margaret Mead were presidents. Dom?
Anthropological.
That is exactly right for the 15 letters. Triple stumper on the show. They kept saying stuff like anthropologists and philosophers. Well done. Finally, for 5 points. Founded in Oxford, England in 1946, was this International Society for Smarties. Founded in Ethan?
Mensa.
Mensa is right. And the table reveals it's 26-19 in favor of the blue team. Still early dues, but we're halfway through the first round. Our next category is John Grisham titles. John Grisham titles. For 1 point. Troy Phelan's last will and this causes some upheaval. The blank. Rebecca?
Testament.
That's right, the Testament. For 2 points. The guilty Travis Boyette makes one to save an innocent man from execution. The blank. The guilty Travis Boyette makes one to save an innocent man from execution. The blank. Dom?
Plea.
Incorrect. Break for the red team. I'll repeat it. The guilty Travis Boyette makes one to save an innocent man from execution. The blank.
Confession.
I was thinking-
Confession. I say confession. Yeah.
Yeah, Bob, we're going with confession. Final answer.
Confession is correct. Confession is right. Okay, and that was a 2-pointer. For 3 points. An 11-year-old witnesses a suicide, needs a lawyer, and becomes the book's title. The blank. Rebecca?
The Client.
The Client. Starring in the movie Poor Brad Renfro. And the red team's in the lead for the first time. For 4 points. 2 Supreme Court justices are removed from the bench permanently. The blank blank. And
Pelican Brief.
the Pelican Brief is correct. And finally, for 5 points, John Grisham titles. A court re-examines a cancer cluster caused by a chemical company. The blank. A court re-examines a cancer cluster and
The Appeal.
the appeal. That is correct. And I have to tell you, except for Pelican Brief, this was a complete triple stumper category for the Langaruds who were playing that day. Okay, next category, but you were not fooled. Bean there, bean, B-E-A-N in quotes. Bean there. B-E-A-N is in every response. Tutti Frutti and Bubblegum are flavors of these candies. And
Jelly Bean.
jelly beans is the bean we wanted, correct. For 2 points. This novelty item is in fact a moth larva living inside a shrub's, Mike?
Mexican jumping bean.
A shrub seed pod, that's right. The larva shifts around when the temperature goes up. And that's the Mexican jumping bean. You learn a lot on TPT, correct. For 3 points. Residents' fondness for a baked molasses version earned a US state capitol this nickname. Rebecca?
Boston Baked Beans. Boston
Correct.
Beans.
Incorrect. I will repeat it for the blue team. Residents' fondness for a baked molasses version earned a US state capitol this nickname.
I assume it's Beantown, guys.
That was going to be mine. Yeah, Beantown.
Beantown, final answer.
Beantown is right. Sorry, Rebecca, you were in the right shelf of the supermarket, but we needed Beantown. Okay, plenty of time left to catch up. For 4 points. From Sacco, these items popular in 60s, Dom?
Beanbag chairs.
That's right. 60s rec rooms were actually filled with tiny polystyrene pellets, which probably Tennessee Williams, when he was gnawing on the chair, discovered at one point. Finally, for 5 points. Also an accomplished artist, he was the 4th astronaut on the moon. Ethan.
Alan Bean.
Alan Bean is the bean. We go from been there to done that, D-U-N-N. But done is not in quotes, so just be aware. We've gone from been there in quotes to done that, D-U-N-N, no quotes, for 1 point. In her years on this TV show, Imelda Marcos, Liza Minnelli, and Barbara Bush were 3 of Nora Dunn's impersonations. And
Saturday Night Live.
Snell is correct for 1 point. That's what Dunn did, done that. For 2 points. Ronnie Dunn has sold millions of records as a part of this country duo. Arthur?
Brooks and Dunn.
Brooks and Dunn is the country duo, correct. Ironically, Adam Dunn, who mainly played this position for the White Sox, finished his career, Arthur?
First base.
Incorrect. Break for the red team. I'll complete the clue. Ironically, Adam Dunn, who mainly played this position for the White Sox, finished his career with a .237 average.
He is a designated hitter, folks.
I agree. Yep.
He
D.
was a first baseman with my beloved Reds. But Bob, we're going with designated hitter, final answer.
That is right. And that breaks the 35-35 tie for the moment. Red team, lead's been going back and forth teams. Very, very well played. Very evenly matched teams. For 4 points. Ooh. In the Transformers movies, Kevin Dunn as Ron Witwicky plays dad to this actor. And
It's Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf is correct for 4 points. Finally, for 5 points, the last clue in the first round. 3'11" Michael Dunn played Dr. Lovelace, nemesis of this wild, wild Robert Conrad TV character. 3'11" Michael Dunn played Dr. Lovelace, nemesis of this wild, wild Robert Conrad TV character. Rebecca?
Adam West.
Incorrect. A break for the other team. I'll repeat it. 3'11" Michael Dunn played Dr. Lovelace, nemesis of this wild, wild Robert Conrad TV character.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it is the guy from Wild Wild West, but I don't know his first name. Any of you?
I don't know it.
Don't know. I
Big
didn't know.
Will Smith fans here?
Well, he said TV character.
Yeah, but Will Smith did the movie remake, so I would assume it's the same name. I don't know. Let's pass, final answer.
What's that?
The pass, final answer.
Anybody know it? It's James West, Jim West or James West. Adam West was a 60s icon, but different show.
Am I
different network.
audible?
Okay. What's that?
Hello?
Dom, you're barely
Adam.
audible.
Adam,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
How about now? Am I audible now?
Yeah, now you're audible.
Is that better?
You're audible, but your mouth is.
I was trying to say Jim West. It's okay. We can take it.
Okay, well, the score could not be closer. 37-35. Right now it's in favor of the red team, but the lead's been going back and forth. It's essentially a dead heat. And we could have a tie because both teams have an odd score. Good luck, teams. In the second round, 2 to 10 points. Same rules apply. Our first category is Roman the Bible. Roman, R-O-M-A-N, Roman the Bible for 2 points. Acts 16 says that Silas and this other leader, formerly known as Saul, were Roman citizens. Acts, Dom.
Paul.
Paul the Apostle is right, 2 points. Asked whether giving tribute was lawful, Jesus said, render unto this Roman the things which are his. Mike?
Who is Caesar?
Caesar is correct for 4 points. Roman the Bible for 6. Cornelius, one of these Roman military officers, becomes one of the first converts to Christianity. Mike?
Centurion.
Good for you, Centurion. The wrong answer on the show was Tribune, but Centurion was correct. Very well done. You've been Roman your Bible. Okay, for 8 points. See here, these Jews said, if we leave Jesus alone, the Romans shall take away both our place and our nation. Tom?
The Pharisees.
The Pharisees, the much maligned Pharisees for 8 points. That's correct. For 10 points. Mark recounts how Roman soldiers forced this man of Cyrene to carry Jesus's cross. And
It's Simon.
Simon of Cyrene, played so memorably by Sidney Poitier in The Greatest Story Ever Told. Okay. Saleswomen is our next category. Saleswomen for 2 points. It's the last name of Debbie, who opened a chocolate chip cookie store in Palo Alto. And
Mrs. Fields.
Mrs. Fields. I was not figuring on getting to the end of that clue before somebody would buzz in, but it was 1977 that Mrs. Fields opened her store for 4 points. Oh. Laura Ann's Jams sells a Syrah-infused version of this classic berry jam made from fruit of the genus Fragaria. Laura Ann's Jams. For Arthur?
Gotta be strawberry.
Strawberry jam is right. Very good. You made sense of my mangling of the clue. Well done. For 6 points. Saleswomen.
Accident.
Okay, we're good. For 6 points. Karenware.com sells power tools apps for this computer operating system introduced in November 1985. Karenware.com. Adam?
Windows.
Windows is right for 6 points. For 8 points. The Women's Peace Collection sells handicrafts like a peace basket woven in this unpeaceful Sudanese region. The women's, Mike?
Darfur.
Darfur is the unpeaceful region of Sudan. Finally, for 10 points. Last name of British designer Vivienne, still remembered for her partnership, and?
It's Westwood.
Vivienne Westwood, her partnership with Malcolm McLaren. Okay, at the end of the first, no, I'm sorry, we're wrong. We have one more category before we get to the halfway. Miles standoffish words. Miles standoffish words. It's kind of corny, but you'll get the idea. Meaning remote in any respect. It can precede relative when Miles speaks of his 10th cousin. Meaning, Arthur?
Distant.
Distant is the standoffish word. That is correct. For 4 points. A saved seat is said to be this, also a word meaning formal in manner. Dom?
Reserved.
Reserved is right. It describes Miles perfectly. The clue goes on. So Miles is just a cat's paw here. For 6 points. Ooh. Miles has a reputation for being this 5-letter word, meaning remote and indifferent. Ooh. And?
Aloof.
Oof is the ooh word. Correct. He is aloof. Knock, knock. Oh, come on. Somebody say who's there.
Who's there?
Ah,
Who?
Werewolves of London. Okay. For 8 points. For 8 points. This word can describe the dispassionate Miles or an injured retina. This word, Ethan?
Detached.
Detached. And boy, do I know from those. Finally, 10 points. If lawyer Miles retracts an objection he made in court, he uses, Arthur?
Withdrawn.
That's the word, the 9-letter word that also means shy. And we are still nail-bitingly close. The red team still has a slight lead, 83 to 79. 3 more categories to go. First, the A team, and the letter A is in quotes. The A team. Good luck, teams. You've done beautifully so far. For 2 points, they've represented Los Angeles, the state of California, the city of Anaheim, and Los Angeles of Anaheim. Mike?
Who are the Angels?
The Angels is the A team. That is correct. This nickname of a Texas schools teams comes from the A in A&M. Rebecca?
Aggies.
The Aggies is the nickname. Correct for 2 points.
Can I get a test buzz here? Because I tried to buzz in on that and it wasn't registering.
Sure. I saw it. We good?
We're good. Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay. No problem. Always stop and ask. For 6 points, Look out below, it's Colorado's NHL team. Mike?
Avalanche.
The Avalanche is correct, as Alex would overpronounce the French. For 8 points. I didn't know this. This North London soccer team in England's Premier League is, Arthur,
Arsenal.
nicknamed the Gunners. Arsenal is correct.
One of the 2 soccer teams I know. Artie, you had to steal that from me.
That sounded like somebody complaining, so I guess we'll just move on.
It's my own team. Don't worry. I'm just.
Oh, okay. Okay. For 10 points, the A team. If you sing a little song, you'll tell us this nickname of Montreal's Canadian Football League team. Anne?
I'm doing this for Stuart, but it's like the Owlets.
Alouette, gentil Alouette. That's correct, the Alouettes.
Can I just? She said Owlets. I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but just I feel like
Owlets. I said Owlets.
I'm sorry. That sounded like I thought I heard Owlets.
I heard a little bit of Lida, but I did hear the 3 syllables, Alouettes.
I'm sorry then.
No problem. No, we should always ask, especially when it's down to this close. Quotes in American history. Quotes in American history. In 1957, this Teamsters president said, "I do to others," Arthur?
I didn't mean to buzz in, but I know the answer. It's Jimmy Hoffa.
"I do to others what they do to me, only once." That's right. Jimmy Hoffa is correct for 2 points. For 4 points. In March 1917, former President Teddy Roosevelt said, "This country is already at war with us." In March 1917, former President Teddy Roosevelt said, "This country is already at war with us." Ethan?
Germany.
Germany is right for 4 points. Good guess. For 6 points. For working on the family homestead, Lincoln called it, quote, "that most useful instrument." For working on the family homestead, Lincoln called it, quote, "that most useful instrument." Time. He was known as the rail splitter, remember? He was referring to an axe, an axe. Finally got stumped the 2 teams. That didn't happen before, I don't think. For 8 points, the signers of this 1620 document pledged to, quote, "combine ourselves together," Ethan?
The Mayflower Compact.
The Mayflower Compact into a civil body politic. Correct. Not so civil anymore, but it's 105 to 101. My goodness. For 10 points. In a 1776 letter to Robert Morris, he wrote, quote, "without a respectable navy, alas, America." In a 1776 letter to Robert Morris, Ethan?
John Paul Jones.
A triple stumper, and that is 10 points, and the blue team is finally back in the lead at the moment, 111 to 105. Oh, it's so close. With 1 category to go. This is what TPT is all about. This is where the rubber meets the road. The category is Metropolitan Opera. You have to identify the place in which each opera is set. The metropolis, the Metropolitan Opera, the place in which each opera is set. For good luck, teams, you've done great. For 2 points. La Boheme. La Boheme, Arthur.
It's probably the only one I'm going to get. Paris.
Paris is right. Get them while the getting's good. For 4 points. Der Rosenkavalier. Der Rosenkavalier. Time. Anybody want to make a guess just for giggles? No points?
Berlin.
Nope.
It's Vienna.
No, it is Vienna. That's Vienna is the location. Triple stumper on the show. For 6 points. Carmen. Carmen, Anne?
It's in Seville.
It is Seville. Yes, right down the bottom of the barbershop. Seville is correct for 6 points. 2 clues left for 8 points. Die Meistersinger. Die Meistersinger. Time. Oh, if you were a Wagnerian, you would know the full title, Die Meistersinger von Nürnberg. Nuremberg, Die Meistersinger von Nürnberg. And it is one of the few Wagner operas that can be sat through, in my opinion. Finally, for 10 points, it's 113 to 111. Oh my Lord. For 10 points. The Italian Girl in Anne.
It's Algiers.
You know your opera. The Algiers is correct, and wrong answer, Pathologies, comes up